the BodyTalk protocol is separated into 4 different sections, basically. The first section has to do with organs, endocrines, body parts, energies, consciousness, essential, general, balancing, and a few other things. So that's the first section. The second part is environment. The third is matrices, which has to do with the energies of groups. And the third part is body chemistry, memory, circulation, nerve supply, lymph, and reciprocals, which is different parts of the body that has to do with the energetic exoskeleton of the person. So there's different sections, and it's divided to make it easy to move around, to navigate. So I say, is section 1 a priority, section 2 a priority, section 3, and so I just ask until I get a destination, and then I ask, are there details? And I get more and more specific until I get the specific thing. And once you get all the information, then you say, is implementation a priority? Yes. Tap out? Yes. And once you get a tap out, you just get the 2 destinations, tap, tap, like this.
And voila.
And voila. The way I like to think about it is in terms of resonance. You know, when there's a destination, when there's a something that we're out of harmony with, or that we're not in resonance with, doesn't matter what it is. It could be something outside of the body, something inside the body. Once we tap it out, what we're actually doing in the tap out is we're balancing to that thing, whether it's internal or external, so that we can be in resonance with it, because BodyTalk is essentially energy medicine, you know, and there's different vibrational resonances. You know, think of it as a sound wave, a wave that goes like this. So if we're like this against this very soft, beautiful wave, we're not really in harmony with it. So we want to balance ourselves, because we can never change the world, right? I can never change you. I can only change myself. So we want to balance ourselves to be in harmony and resonance with the rest of the world. And that's how we bring ourselves into health.
Now, once that link is made, I suppose something could always happen to sever that link, and some other trauma or stress comes up, right? So it's not necessarily that wound is healed, but a new wound may arise.
That's true. But once we tap it in and ask the heart to remember that link, ask the heart complex to remember that link, the body is so intelligent that it can learn to stay in resonance with something, so that even if it's an external thing that keeps coming at us, that once we balance to it, a lot of times it won't have the same effect as it did, you know. And rather than disturbing our frequency, once we're in harmony and in resonance with it, you know, it can keep doing its thing and it won't really bother us. And I have so many illustrations from my clients about this very thing. In fact, the other day, this lady was telling me, that was so funny when my boss came up the other day as an environmental thing that we needed to balance her to. And she said, and I was in a meeting with her, and she did her normal thing, and I was just waiting for the anxiety to come up, and it didn't come up. And I was watching my mind just be okay with it. And I thought, wow, isn't that awesome? Isn't that amazing how we just kind of took that anxiety out of the whole process, you know, that it's just like, okay, well, you can have your thing and I'm just not going to get involved in it, you know. So we're taking the involvement out, you know. We're kind of saying, you know, it's okay to not react.
And that's the ultimate healing, really.
Yeah.
And it even transcends into non-duality and witness consciousness and all of those other things that we could talk about for days.
For days.